Okay, can everybody see this, huh?
Yes, Andy.
Okay, so today we are going to create your KM website. We are going to start creating your KM website with WordPress. This is the first session, but we will have 2 more sessions next week. And we hope by the 3rd session, everybody will have a nice KM website running. So the program today is we will see quickly what is a CMS. Then we will enter the WordPress with the different accounts and so on. Then a general overview of the dashboard. Wait, there's too much noise. There's too much background noise.
There is an echo.
Oh, I see. So Elizabeth, you are using 2 devices, eh? Okay. Okay, I just stopped one. Okay, now I continue. So we will see what are the types and categories of content, and then we will start creating some articles and pages and menu for your site. And maybe at the end we will embellish your system, choosing some template. So we will start to focusing on the content itself first. Content is very important before going into the display, the appearance. It's the content that we really need to focus on. The display, we can work on it later, but we will see what are the main content that we need first. Okay, so what is a CMS first, or a content management system? Well, it's a software, an application, or a set of related programs that are used to create and manage digital content. CMSs are typically used for enterprise content management and web content management. And web content management facilitates collaborative authoring for websites. The keywords here is collaborative, authoring. Well, the purpose of a content management system relating to web is to provide the capacity for multiple users with different permissions levels to manage a website or a section of the content. So here we will create something, but in fact later you will also allow people from your network, from your organizations, to contribute in the content management system. What are the advantages of a content management system? The first one is it's easy for non-technically minded people. We don't need to be a programmer anymore to create a website or a blog today. Anyone with a minimum awareness of how web systems work can create something with a CMS. It allows multiple users. A CMS is not developed or programmed by only one person. It can be managed by multiple users with different levels of capabilities and of access. And it improves the site maintenance, because when you work together in a team, you have more capacity to do the maintenance of the site, the updates, the improvements, and so on. In a CMS, the design can change very easily. You don't need very terribly technical person to design, because there are already lots of templates, designs that are available that you can use. And then the advantage of a CMS also that it helps you manage content. That is the main purpose of a CMS, is to help manage content. In a CMS system, normally you are in total control. The administrator of the CMS is in total control of what's happening there and what is fed there and so on. So in summary, the advantage of a CMS is the flexibility for developers, because the CMS enables non-technical users to easily publish content. This frees up technical developers to focus on functionalities and enhance features. Design is separate from content. As I said at the beginning, we will work on the content first, which is separate from the design, but you can improve the design with time. You can manipulate content without fear of accidentally changing the design. So these are the advantages, and this is how CMS works. Now, some good features of CMS are that it's very easy to administrate. It's powerful publishing tools. It's with a built-in CEO, which means that you can access, it will be ranked by search engines very easily. It's a social media integrated, which means that you can add different social media integrated with the CMS. Social media are, for instance, Facebook, Twitter, and so on, YouTube, and so on. It has analytics. You can install analytics in it. It has some simple workflow and publishing controls. This is what we said. It can be multi-user and different users with different level of control. Most CMS has security systems, and it's multi-platform capability. It has some multi-platform capabilities, which means that you can view it or feed it from a smartphone or from a tablet or from your laptop and so on. So these are the features of good CMS. Now, how is the content of the web today? So on the right side of your screen, you see that most content on the web are not using CMSs. But those who are using CMSs are using 33%, and this is from this year, 2019. 33% are using WordPress CMS, 3% are using Joomla, 1.9% are using Drupal, and so on. Why we chose WordPress is that it's the most used. It's an open source first. We can't afford to buy a system like that. So we use an open source WordPress now. But it's also because it's very well known and it is supported by a huge community. You can go in the WordPress forum and you'll see how many people are there, and you ask questions and you get an answer in the next minutes. And also you have a lot of templates, the design side, a lot of plugins. Plugins are modules that you can graft to the core CMS, the WordPress CMS. And this will make our task easy, and also that will accelerate our development process. So this was just an introduction about what are CMS and so on. Now let's talk about the content, the content contributors and managers. We have different types of account. The first one is on our left side, the design manager. Then the content contributors. We have also the editors. We have approvers. And last one is the visitor. The visitor doesn't change anything inside. He can just comment, but it's the contributor, the content contributor who has limited rights, who will feed in the system, and the editor can moderate, the designer can moderate also, but he can also even change everything. So these are some types of profiles in a content management system. Now, about WordPress. We're going to use WordPress. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of users, user roles in your WordPress. The first one is the most powerful, the administrator, and here are all his rights. Then the editor, then the author, the contributor, and the subscriber. So I will start from the last one. The subscriber, he can read your posts, he can look at your website from the external world, and he can add comments. That's all what he can do. He can add comments. The contributor can post, edit, and delete his own post. That is, that he can enter the system and he can post something. When he posts something, the contributor, it doesn't mean that it will appear immediately. Someone has to approve what he's publishing. But after, he can edit or he can delete it. Now, the author has some additional rights because he can do what the contributor can do, and he can publish also immediately his own post. The author can publish without permission from anyone else. The contributor can't do that. He can just write, publish, and then in the workflow, he waits until someone approves and allows the content to appear. Now, the editor, he has 2 more rights. As an editor, he will publish, edit, and delete any post or page. Now we see page also here. Authors can't create pages. Only editor and administrator can create pages. Now, the editor can also manage categories and moderate contents. A person who can manage categories is only editor. The author, contributor, and subscriber can't add new categories of content in the CMS. Only the author and the administrator can do that. And he can also, the editor can also manage, moderate the contents. Now, what is the difference between the editor and the administrator? The administrator, as we saw, has also some design rights. So he can manage what we call plugins and widgets. He can also manage, edit the themes, and even he can add and remove users. So he can create some editors, he can create some authors, contributors, and subscribers, and he can remove them. He is the only one who has the power to add and to remove people from the system. And he's the only one who can create a theme or change the theme, the template, the appearance of your website. So you, as a representative of each country fora, you will have the administrator's right, and you will be able to create editors, authors, and contributors from your country forum members later. But first, we will start building the sites with some pages. So you must have an editor right minimum, because you'll be an administrator, you'll be able to create a page, and also we'll create a lot of posts. Okay, that's the first part. Let me stop for a moment and ask if there are some questions. Hello, how are you, Musa?
I'm fine.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you, Adri.
Yes, let me change your name. You are from Nigeria, eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm putting Musa Usman from Nigeria. Yeah. Okay. Any question about what we just introduced? Can you raise your hand if you have already been using WordPress? Please raise your hand. Who has used WordPress? Okay, Ethiopia. Good. The others haven't yet. Hey. Okay. Oh, Sylvia. You're too shy, huh? Yeah, your website is on WordPress, so the Nigeria, the nifas.org website also is built on WordPress, huh? And where's your other colleague, Musa?
Pardon?
Yes. You are two from Nigeria who will work on the website, aren't you?
No, I don't know where about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I only spoke with Onaga.
Okay.
That is the administrator.
Okay.
The focal person for the website.
Okay.
Yeah, but the other colleague I couldn't find out whereabouts.
Okay. Yeah. Question? Do you have questions, guys, about what we just presented now? So if there's no question, we can continue. But before that, let me stop